Oy vey, shalom fellow goyim. Now I'm going to show you a couple of clips. I'm kind of linking one thing that, from my 10 years in this sort of world, that'll just give you some food for thought about some people and what they're up to. So this guy talking here is Ken O'Keefe, who's a former US Marine who realised the bollocks that is the armed forces and the conflicts we're involved in. So here's the first one.
For Israel in the 1980s, it lays out very clearly a strategy of destabilizing all of the surrounding areas of Israel. This includes Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, Iraq, and even Egypt and Saudi Arabia. And this long-term goal is part of the Greater Israel Project. So in terms of the sectarian divide you see happening in Iraq today, it's actually all part of a very well-designed plan to try and secure the goal, this fantasy goal of the Greater Israel Project.
Okay. And now I'll skip to Benjamin Netanyahu.
He showed in the United Nations.
So this is current day now.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu showed the UN a map he called the New Middle East. It showed an enlarged Israel with Palestinian territories absorbed into it. The draft paper also proposes Canada as a new home for the expelled Palestinians because, it says, Canada has a lenient immigration system.
And also what these people, as they always do, they ship the refugees that they create. Well, basically they send our soldiers in because they are well behind all the governments because they're involved with money, all the shekels, banking institutions, and as a result they create a certain project like this one.
Europe has not yet learned how to be multicultural, and I think we're going to be part of the throes of that transformation, which must take place. Europe is not going to be the monolithic societies that they once were in the last century. Jews are going to be at the center of that. It's a huge transformation for Europe to make. They are now going into a multicultural mode, and Jews will be resented because of our leading role, but without societies that they once were in the last century. Jews are going to be at the center of that. It's a huge transformation.
And finally, there's a clip, well, Paul Joseph Watson's done a video today, and he's finally picked up, and he's finally hinted, I don't know whether he knows or whether he just avoids the facts, but they're always involved, these people. Like Bill Maher, you look at him and you think he's European, but he's not, he's Jewish. And this is celebrating what they've done.
86% white to 36% white. Now, this is not a complaint. See, if we were conservatives, this would be like a lament.
Well, it's alright for them fuckers to sit there and go on about it's not a complaint. Well, you haven't had to pack up and leave like the EastEnders have you?
Great.
It's a fact.
It's a fact,
It's a fact.
and it's a happy fact.
You go to Windsor Castle, okay? And the town, of course, is called Windsor. And it used to be, when I was a kid, all English tea shops with china, and everybody used to go there for afternoon tea. And you'd go to Windsor Park and watch some polo. And now, you go around there, there's no more fucking tea shops.
Right.
None of that.
Right.
It's Arabic restaurants,
Right.
It's Jamaican restaurants.
I'll leave you to go and find a clip. I'm not going to just steal all Paul Joseph Watson's work and these scumbags talking. But my point being, these people that have been playing the victim card for so long. In fact, I'll go to George Galloway. I happened to see a clip he was on this morning. But they claim to be the victim all the time. I can assure you they're not. And this is another clip from George Galloway taking on three, what would you call them? Well, they're all on the payroll, aren't they? They're all going to defend the Shekel gang. But here we go.
Of the Israeli state as anti-Semitic.
Well,
that your issue
It's a trick
with Jewish
it's
people.
a trick that they play, and they always play it. Who said that to me? Shulamit Aloni, a cabinet minister in an Israeli government, over dinner in her house in Tel Aviv.
You can have an
They
issue
brand-
with the Israeli government or the Israeli leader, but why?
So to get to the point, what I'm trying to make there is basically, whenever, say for example like me, pointing out that they're always involved with these projects, the Frankfurt School was all mainly the people from the Shekel gang. George Galloway, regardless of what you think of him, this entire interview is fantastic, and same as him and Ken O'Keefe, really, I can agree with what they're saying. To me, a lot of the stuff we talk about with Palestine I agree with it. And to finish off on Bill Maher and Sharon Osbourne, basically Paul Joseph Watson picked up the half shekel ethnic orientation. So, they're well involved, and I'm not ashamed to say it because factually it's the truth. Facebook and WhatsApp is owned by Mark Zuckerberg. He's from the tribe. Communism was heavily influenced by Leon Trotsky. He was from the tribe. Karl Marx, he was from the tribe. You see all this destructive nature. It always comes from them, and you're welcome to your opinion.